Is your current success putting a lot of demands on you? If you're good at what you do, and you are, then everyone wants you. But that's no way to scale. If you're delivering spectacular results, you should be commanding higher fees, working with only the best clients. Welcome to the Hands-Off CEO podcast, where world-class agency owners and consultants learn how to fully monetize their expertise and scale profits by doing less. Here's your host, Mandi Ellefson.
Hi, this is Mandi Ellefson from the Hands-Off CEO podcast. Today we are discussing, should I blow up my business? We're talking about agency transformations and what really holds back companies from having massive transformations is the fear that I'm going to blow up my company and it's going to be worse than it is now. Not that necessarily it's a bad place, but especially if your company's in a really good place and you're looking at like, we're going to rock the boat here, make all these changes. And you know what? This is already working pretty well, but now you want us to niche down. Now you want us to make decisions about the kind of clients that we're going after when, we have all these other clients coming in that we don't necessarily want to say no to. You're looking at this and saying, well, you know what? We have a bit of a challenge, right? We're doing okay on sales, but if we doubled our fees, then our clients would say no. So there's all of these things that come up when we're talking about agency transformation and just a concern that you're going to ruin your company if you push it, if you take risks. But something to remember is that the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. Not that this necessarily has to be a big risk, but what I'm specifically talking about is irresistible offer. And using that as a way to be able to reposition your agency as the top 1% in your industry. And so many fear that going after it is going to require them to put their business at supreme risk, when what they don't realize is that keeping safe is actually the riskiest thing right now when you're taking into consideration the immense amount of pressure from AI, from an increasing amount of competition in the market, from inflation, from a pretty weak market. And I don't want to buy into those stories, but at the same time, buying patterns have definitely changed with a lot of client types. And that doesn't mean that you can't win. And there are some agencies and consulting companies that are winning big time. And many of our clients are doing really well in that. But it's important to look at how are we creating our reality versus just falling into the rut of whatever everyone else is doing and succumbing to the fear of really going after the vision that we have, or even worse, diluting the vision because it doesn't seem possible, or it seems too hard, or it seems too risky. So I was talking with a friend of mine, Ralph Burns from Perpetual Traffic Podcast. He was on our podcast a little while ago, and the episode may be live by the time this goes live as well. But he was sharing how when he made a similar transition into his business, and where they got a lot more clear about the type of clients they worked with, and they started saying no to a lot more clients. They started charging a higher price point. They started making these transitions, and it was for them, it was kind of a scary transition. And because they were kind of going off on their own and figuring these things out with very good logic, I will say. Most agencies don't see the connections on how much stronger of an agency you can have when you really fine tune and go after the most ideal client type and provide a bigger vision for them. This is a transformation that we help our clients be able to make in a matter of 90 days. Because we've done it so many times, we know how to be able to offset the risk and help them be able to generate much bigger results. But in Ralph's case, they were able to double their revenue per client by making these transitions. They were able to do a profit overhaul that brought their company to a $50 million valuation. So when it comes to really transforming your agency, you got to look at it at the bigger picture. And instead of looking at it for what can we do this month, or what can we do this quarter, even this year, looking at what is the bigger picture that we're really creating here, and what actions am I willing to do today to be on track with that? And when you look at it that way, when you really bring that vision a lot further than if you're just saying, well, it'd just be really nice to just get to 3 million. Like, come on, expand your vision a little more than that. Let's first of all, if your company is at 1 million and trying to get to 3 million, and that is your end goal, that is a terrible goal. And here's why. It is so difficult. It's the only thing that's more difficult from getting from 1 to 3 million is getting from 0 to 1 million. That is the hardest. That's really rough because you're validating everything. Getting from 1 to 3 million, you have to put in place a whole management structure. It's a whole new level of investment in the company, where getting from 1 to 3 is so much harder than getting from 3 to 5. So you might as well just go all the way to 5. Same thing goes if hey, it would be just amazing if we got to 5. Now, getting from 5 to 10 is actually not nearly as difficult as even 1 to 3 or 3 to 5. The reason being is that you already have so many systems and processes put in place. If you have the right irresistible offer that will generate enough profit for you to be able to scale sustainably, it's a matter of replicating. It's a matter of putting in place the sales teams to be able to continue to scale up, and the pods of your delivery staff to be able to deliver the back end. And at 5 million, it's about being able to have the right leadership in place to make sure that they're developed and keeping pace with the company. So there are challenges at every stage, and there are certain plateaus that happen, but you can move through those plateaus faster with a bigger vision, and with offers that generate a higher price point, more specifically a higher profit per client with every engagement that you do. So that comes back to the fear of rocking the boat, and the question that I'd like to leave you with is: are you playing to win, or are you playing not to lose? That was a theme of our spring retreat in 2024. And, we sat with that theme for 3 days, and the transformations that came out of that, the level of growth and just going after a bigger vision is just incredible. We saw, just an example, one of our clients, he decided to go and play the game to play to win. And he went from being able to charge $30,000 up for their individual engagements that they would go and upsell to something else to their minimum normal rate is $100,000. And then he went and closed a $300,000 sale from that. And that is the kind of impact that happens when you start thinking about your business differently. When you let go of the fear of if I change anything too much, if I go too far, then I'm just going to blow everything up. Instead, play to win. And you know what? Plant the seed. Keep watering it. But get clear on what the seed is that you're going to plant, so that you can keep having that confidence to water it before you see the seed grow. If you haven't already gotten a copy of my book, I would recommend it. You can go to handsoffceo.com/book, and you can purchase a copy on our website for just $4.99, and that will include an audio version, a digital version, and also some goodies like the 5 exit multiplier, and a quiz for what your business is worth. So go to handsoffceo.com/book, and you can purchase yourself a copy there for just $4.99. We also have some fun things coming up here. We've got 90 days to a self-running agency. And this is specifically breaking down, you have a multi-million-dollar agency, and what does it take to be able to have a self-running agency within 90 days? For some of you, it might take more than 90 days, but we're going to roll out what that looks like. And if you're in a place right now where you'd like to have a self-running agency, where you'd like to have an agency that generates considerably higher profits and that is just functional and fun, and that your team is jazzed up by, and that you are proud of scaling, reach out to us, have a conversation with our team, and see what might be possible with your consulting agency. Who this is for is professional services. If you have a professional service that delivers really great results, this is for you. And we'd love to talk with you and see what might be possible for your company. And you can go to handsoffceo.com/scale and book in a time with our team. And we'd love to do an assessment of your company and take a look at what opportunities you have to scale. And, if there's a way that we can support you. If not, like we've got a lot of people we can send you off to, or we just tell you, hey, you know what, stick with what you're doing because it's working. And, maybe we'll circle back in a year or two. But so if you'd like to have a conversation with our team about it, you can just go to our website, handsoffceo.com/scale. And we'll look forward to having a conversation. In the meantime, stay tuned for the 90 days to a self-running agency, and have a fantastic rest of your day and happy freedom scaling. This is Mandi Ellefson with the Hands Off CEO podcast, signing off.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Hands Off CEO with Mandi Ellefson. If you want to work less and make more, make sure you subscribe and get a new episode every week, and help spread the word by leaving a review.